What's up, guys? Time for another question and answer stitchy session with me. I'm Jules. How you doing? It is Monday late afternoon. I just got home from work, and I didn't do it this morning. I didn't record this morning because I'm currently a single parent, temporarily a single parent. Husband is out of state doing some family business, and he'll be back first thing in the morning. But we've only been together for 3 years, and I'm like, how did I do this before he came along? I don't know. But anyway, so I want to tell you a couple things real quick. I did get the fabric for the new, look at that, I got a big old red highlighter spot right there. That's from work. That's not from stitching, at least I don't think so. Hey, Zuzu, keep it down over there. She's like going crazy on the couch over there, rolling all around. Anyway, so I got the big piece of fabric from Stitching Shop, and I did start on the piece. So on Thursday on the weekly update, I'm going to show you the gigantic Wonders of the World cross stitch, and it's insane, guys. It's a little overwhelming how insane it is. But anyway, so I wanted to start this session with Southernmost Stitcher. You are awesome. So I mentioned, I think in the last video, and you saw this, that I have one Haid pattern. It's a Space Traveler, and I'm missing the first page of that. And she told me that even if it's a retired piece, they must still have the pages or the pattern and whatnot. I can still get that page from them. I'm so excited. I could actually do that. Which is really cool because I actually just started watching Doctor Who. I finally started watching Doctor Who last night, and I'm about halfway through. Well, I watched 2 episodes, and I love the new Doctor. I love her. I think I think she's fantastic. So thank you so much, Haid. I am going to absolutely jump on that because that would be awesome. I don't have anything else to do cross stitching wise, so I think it would be great to actually start on something. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, guys. All right, then I have Donna Painter. Hello from Battle Creek, Michigan. Hello, Battle Creek, Michigan. I've heard of Battle Creek before. Do I keep a log of all my stitching? Nah. I wish I did. I wish that I was that organized, but honestly, I smash so much into my daily adventures that between everything at work, and there's a lot going on at work, and everybody at home here, all the dogs and everything, and then the stitching, the videos take up time, and I just don't have a lot of time. So on top of that, to log everything, I just, the only way I really log it now is by doing the blog, having the blog, taking pictures after I've finished stitching on something for the day, or after I finish stitching on something for the week. I'll usually put a picture up, but in terms of like knowing how many stitches I do and whatnot, nah, I have no idea. Cindy McLaughlin. I hope I pronounced that right. I gotta tell you, yeah, she's loving gridding. Gridding is like a revolution to me. When I finally saw somebody grid and I started doing it, I thought it was absolutely amazing. I've had a couple people mention that they were pretty pleased that I had met the actress who played Zuzu in It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, she's pretty, first of all. She's absolutely awesome. Whoa! Emma Schwartz. Steampunk Wonder Woman. Dude, I gotta find that one. That would be awesome. On 25 1/1 and half stitch. It's fabulous. Pain-free crafts page. That would be awesome because the Reaper is from Pain, I believe. Oh, I gotta check that out. Sheila, hey Sheila Burton, is my Old World map piece a Haid piece? No, it's from Golden Kite. The Golden Kite. If you guys haven't seen Golden Kite, I've talked about them before, but if you haven't seen them, just Google Golden Kite cross stitch. And you guys will be astounded at at what you see there. If you've never been there, it's intimidating and it's amazing. Where did I get my dachshund piece, Annette? Where am I getting my questions? Are we to send them in to you? So let's start with that first. Sorry. So what you just did, Annette, when you asked me a question here on video, when you respond to me on a video, I see it. I read all of them, and I go through them every other week just to make sure that I don't have any questions that I missed. And I get so many of them nowadays that I used to go through and very individually like respond to every single one. Now I heart them if I've read them, which I hope I heart them all, but I really want to. And yeah, you just ask your questions on the video, and I'll get back to you. Now, where did I get my dachshund piece? It is from Gecko Rouge, which they have an Etsy site. Gecko is Gecko Rouge. And they do have a few other animal pieces on there, but just so you know, it is a little bit more expensive because they'll kit up the entire thing for you. And they may have some in their non-kitted section, because now they have a section that's patterns only. So they may have those there. But I would say if you're looking for, I mean, the dachshund piece is very colorful and it's beautiful, but if you're looking for just plain like dog breeds and whatnot, Cross Stitch Collectibles has a lot of dog breeds, and they're very pretty. They're not sort of in that modern way, but it's sorry, dogs had to be doing something there. Tamareel, hi from Northwest Georgia. Whereabouts in Northwest Georgia? Because my hometown is Woodstock, Georgia. That's where I grew up as a kid. I know I don't have an accent, but that's where I grew up, so I'm quite familiar with Northwest Georgia. My guess would be probably Rome or something like that up there. Sharon's asking if the snow is still around. Nope, snow went away, but theoretically it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's like really nice right now. It's like about 60 degrees and it's sunny and it's like perfect weather, like meaning like there's like no weather at all, which means it's going to snow. That's what it really does that. That's when it always really does that. Ronnie Rowe has tall ships and cat patterns. Yeah, they have those, Brenda, but I don't, they're just not my style. I haven't really gotten into it yet, but I'm always looking at Ronnie Rowe. I probably look at Ronnie Rowe at least once a month just to see if there's anything different that I want to be done. Uh-oh, somebody caught a mistake on my Old World map too. I'll have to go back and look at that, Lalas. I have to go back and look and see if I did that. Hey, Fargo? Fargo? It's always Fargo. Let me see. I gotta make sure I don't miss you guys. There's so many of them. Irene, is there a limit to my amount of whips? No. Sadly, no. No, there's not. It's scary. Oh, it's so scary. What time of day do I join cross stitching? I almost always stitch at night. Like if I'm working, I'll work at night, but I've been getting up early in the morning lately, and what I've been doing is I'll actually sit at this is what life is like with 7 dogs sometimes that are crazy. Fargo! Fargo! It's always the Chihuahua that can't stop barking. But I have started stitching in the morning. Like I'll pull, like right now I have here at the desk, I've got a couple of small pieces that if they're really small and I can work on them here at the desk with my little lamp right here, I'll actually work on them, you know, my linen stuff right here. So I've actually started working on some things in the morning, and if I can get home and I have enough time to stitch a little bit at lunch, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it. But usually for me, I have to be relaxed. So it usually has to be after work, in the evenings, or when I'm off for the day, or like when I don't have to work that day. So I'm usually, almost all my stitching gets done like later in the day. Nice. Creativity by Gidge. So this is a really interesting thing. So for a 3-inch border, this is a great suggestion. So when you get your fabric cut, and I always get like 3-inch borders on the top and the sides and the bottom and whatnot. But if you use a 3x3 Post-it and stick that Post-it there, it'll tell you exactly where to start. That is so ingenious. I hadn't even thought of that. I should have used that when I was starting this new piece, but anyway, that's pretty awesome. If I've ever used the loop method. What's the loop method? I've heard these things before, but I don't really, I think that, isn't that the way that you start a cross stitch and can kind of tack down your floss without doing it the way I do it? I don't know the words for things. I'll have to look into it. I'll have to Google something. I'll have to search for it on YouTube and see. Oh, where are we here? Hey, Charles and Michelle Fisher. I don't know if it's Charles or Michelle. I hope it's both. That they're new to the channel. Hey guys, you're Baltimore. You're a Baltimore hun living in Tampa, so you're big. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I was once in Baltimore for a business thing and stayed like 2 blocks away from the baseball park there, and it was really cool the way it was like right downtown like that. Oh, Suzanne calls my stitchy wall the wall of productivity. I like that. I like that a lot. Fiona is doing my Westminster Abbey. Oh, they did some research. Her and her husband did some research and found out that the original painting that's on my wall back there, the one I did of Westminster Abbey, it was done in 1872. Oh, it's amazing. That's awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for commenting on that. That is fantastic. Hey, Lauren T. Oh, I'm following you on Instagram now. That's awesome. I finally got back on Instagram a little bit this last week. Just trying to get back into it, trying to follow people again and whatnot. There's so many things to do. Okay. That was weird. It was like there's a big truck outside. It's rumbling and everybody's flipping out. Malene Mao. See, I'm not going to say it right. Malene, I'm not going to tell them what you told me about my stitchy wall. It is pretty funny. So Eileen said that I should go try out Knit Pro 2.0, a free graph making pattern site. I will check that out. I actually hadn't heard of that one before, so that's awesome. Sheila Norwood wants me to find out. Oh, Sheila bought the hoops off of Amazon that I had on my list. They're not expensive. No, I don't like expensive hoops or most expensive things like that. So I love the hoops that I use, which I can't tell you what brand they are, but they're just kind of, I don't know, they just look like this. They don't have a brand on them that I have ever seen. But I like the ones that are kind of rounded on the outside parts here because I feel like they hold the fabric better. They're better at that. Versus, like, this is slightly different. And I can't tell you why. I think it has to do with how it's done in the middle. But I'm going to be confusing. I'm not going to really know for sure. The dogs keep distracting me, guys. Oh, the football piece. Why did I stop the football piece? I stopped the football piece, the Saturday Evening Post football piece, because as I was doing the face of the pilgrim, it just was not coming in clearly. It didn't look right. It looked like he was all kind of mashed together. And what I think I found out at that time was that depending upon where you buy your patterns from, if that person who has the pattern doesn't necessarily have the original or hasn't scanned in a really high resolution version of that, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if you don't have a perfect version when you go to create the cross stitch pattern, the computer may not be as detailed on certain things like faces. Everything else looked really good, but the faces weren't, the pilgrim face wasn't coming in nicely, and I just got a little flustered and I was like, oh, I'm done with this. I wish I would have finished it because, I mean, I wish I could have finished it. I wish it was good because I really, really wanted that, but it just didn't work very well. Ho to be Purple thinks my Boba Fett looks like a giant-headed robot dog. That's probably what Boba Fett actually is. He's a giant-headed robot dog. Can I ride a normal bike? Jana. Yeah, I can ride a normal bike, but that involves leaving the house. And, oh yeah, so my exercise thing, my minutes are bad. It's like 3 hours and 20 minutes because I haven't done any cycling in the last, like, 3 or 4 days or whatever. It's not good. Not good. Anyway. People are admitting to being the doubting Thomases on the Boba Fett piece. Hey, let's just wait and see if it actually comes out and looks nice. You're from Greece. Hi. You're from Greece and my jelly is from Greece. That's awesome. I know you're in Greece right now, but jelly is from Greece. Okay. Yeah, Lynette says that she likes seeing the stitchy wall because it used to be that I always did all my videos in front of my stitchy wall. And I probably need to do more or show it more. I have more privacy when I do the videos upstairs in the other room with a corkboard behind me with my whips. All right. Tammy Neal asked me, was I a big stitcher before I was married? Yeah, I mean, if anything, I don't know if I probably stitched more. That was back when I was stitching like one project at a time. So I stitched a ton, and I actually got things done because I would stitch on just one thing as I went. But yeah, I was a big stitcher even before my husband and I met. And yeah, I'm just thinking about it. But yeah, it's my main hobby. It's been my main hobby for at least a decade now. Nice. PC stitch. I think I got Ariana. I think I've got PC stitch. I think that's the one I got. I haven't worked on it very much. I don't know. I got to pull it up and look. I haven't had a chance to really look at the programs. Carolyn Zook, you're so sweet. Stitchy Lindsay thinks that my World Wonders map is going to be the coolest thing ever. I hope so. I hope so. Diane Kyle? Yeah. Okay. I'll get back to you, Diane, on what your question was. I'll get back to you. Whoa! Carol Dana has 15 whips that she wants to finish by next year. Ah, that's awesome. Do I always use Just Hoops? Yeah, I always use Just Hoops. I tried Q-Snaps. It didn't work for me. It works for a lot of people. It just didn't work for me. I think that part of it is the hoops. The hoops are lighter and smaller, and for myself, I've had, I don't know if you can see it, but I had carpal tunnel surgery on both of my wrists. Wait. Wow, he did such a great job, you can barely see that one. But I had carpal tunnel surgery on both wrists, like, about 3 years ago. So, I try to, like, not have too much in my hand when I'm stitching. It's one of the reasons why I believe that I find that it's so much easier to use smaller hoops. Even when I'm doing a really big, like if I'm doing Orwool Map 2, or even the new Wonders of the World, I'll use a smaller hoop just because then I'm holding less in my hand. And especially if your hands get tired, or if you just can't hold very much in your hand, a smaller hoop works great. I like it. But yeah, that's and I don't freehand. I'm not that good. There are those of you who do that, and you're amazing, and that's not me. Oh. Who's your apple? I like Who's Your Apple. Suggestion for Coco for getting a booster seat attaches over the front seat. Yeah, I've seen those. I don't know if it's not that Coco needs to look out. It's that I think it's the motion of the car that really freaks her out. I think it's that. We just try not to take her in the car anymore because it's just so hard on her. Craft and Beb is new to the channel. How you doing? You love the Grim Reaper. Ooh, you love the Grim Reaper. Nice. Marilyn Wilkerson, how you doing? Lantern Lane by LHN. Penny is doing that. Trying to get a finish and frame for Christmas. Good luck. Oh, you're kneeling. Nice. Nice. I'm just saying nice to everything. Emily Sterland. It's Marilyn from the UK asking me if, of all my large projects, is there a large project that scares me to do? Honestly, this Wonders of the World one scared me. Like when I actually sat down, when I looked, I'll show you guys the close-up of what it looks like as far as the stitchiness. But imagine your 25 count. It's 25 count Lugana, and it's literally like 9 feet by 4 feet. And when I put it in a hoop and pulled it up, like it's, maybe you guys can help me out with this, but I asked in the last video too, but I'm struggling a little bit with trying to figure out how to mark it. I need to grid it. I absolutely need to grid this, but the gridding pen that I don't have one right here, it's not working really well. It's not being very precise. I ordered a new one from Amazon that'll be here tomorrow. So by the time that I do my weekly update, you'll know if that one works. But if you guys have a specific pen or method that you think is great, let me know, because it's imperative that I actually stitch as accurately as possible in this piece. That would be great. All right. I love it when people tell me that they're going to go look at Ronnie Rowe. Someday I want to meet Ronnie Rowe and be like, dude, you remember when you started getting all those people asking about your patterns? That was me, man. Well, that was me and all of you guys. It was really all of you guys. Okay. Cool. Isabel's Moments. Cool. Started in diamond painting. That's pretty cool. You know, if I wasn't cross-stitching, I might do the diamond painting, because that really speaks to me. I think that that looks like a fun hobby, and I just can't get another hobby. I just can't do it. Let's see here. That's funny. So Jack's Girl talks about stitching more in hand. She's right-handed, so she rolls up the left side of the fabric to the point of where she wants to stitch. She, like, if she's going to use a hoop, she likes to use a wooden one, and she uses smaller hoops like I do, so she's closer to the stitches. She's has a bad neck, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, try leaning back. If your upper back or your neck is hurting, literally what I'll do is I have like my stitchy chair, which is just the lazy boy, and I'll literally I'll lean back, and a lot of times I'll actually either have my legs straight out in front of me, or I'll kind of pull them up a little bit so that I'm more back when I stitch. I still kind of have it down here, but I try to get it in a place where it doesn't bother my neck or my upper back. And if I'm in my stitchy chair, it works really well. If I'm sitting at the computer table, it definitely hurts a lot more. So definitely try it. Nice. And Isabel's Moments also got a big toe design. Good job. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Janet's not watching the right videos. Janet, I hope you watch this video, because you're telling me that I never answer questions. I do answer questions. You're just not watching the right video. I'm right here answering questions. Alexandra, do I ever struggle with my threads twisting when using two threads? All the time. You don't know if you're twisting your needle as you go through. If you're putting it through and you're doing a twist, it absolutely will affect it. Some people, that's how some people do the two-handed stitching, where they'll use one hand underneath, pull it out, turn around, go right back down, you know. I don't do it that way just because using a smaller smaller hoop, I kind of can't do that. It doesn't work for me that way. But where did I get my Stormtrooper pattern? It's from Etsy. So just Google Stormtrooper cross stitch pattern on Etsy, and that's where it is. Mr. Funky Blueface, Mary. Oh yeah, Mary, I commented, I don't know if you saw that, I commented on, you said that I should do the Reaper's Eyes, you know, spark the love of getting fired up for doing more. I don't know. I don't know. I think I want to do, maybe, I want to come down and do like right at the top of his cowl, or whatever you call that thing on the top of his head. I think that I think that he'll be doing better. I think it'll be, I'll get there eventually. Everybody keeps asking me what brand and type of hoop. Not everybody, but more questions. You know, like I said, I have them on my Amazon links that I'll have down below, but I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head. I've bought them at both Hobby Lobby and Amazon, or I've seen them on Amazon, and I bought them at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and I like the ones. I don't think I have. Hold on a second. No, I was looking for an example of a hoop that I didn't like, but I think I threw those out. Stop doing that. Your nose is cold. Your nose is cold. Oops. Never mind. She's gone. She's gone. Okay. Oh yeah, just so you know, my back is feeling better. I went into the chiropractor a week ago. He got me all adjusted and everything. I feel so much better. I had a rib out, by the way, in case I didn't say that in another video. Yep, had a rib out, and put it back in. It's all good. Ooh, thank you. Give me some ideas for reader glasses. I think I may have to progress to readers. I think that may be part of my problem. Soldotna, Alaska. Hi, Debbie. Well, I wouldn't mind moving to Alaska someday. What is my favorite fabric to stitch? Honestly, I like Aida. I'm very basic, but I do like Lugana. I do like the feel of Lugana. But I mean, Aida is my thing. It is my bag. So Mary, first of all, I like your avatar, Mary. Is it the Joker? That looks very cool. So you'll hear people say that when they go to do a project, they will buy all their floss at one time, because there is a thought that if you get if you get floss at different times, or maybe from different stores, it may look slightly different. If it's been sitting out longer, maybe depending upon when it was done. I haven't run into that problem. Maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention. But I haven't run into that problem. Sometimes I'll feel like my whites are different, but I feel like my whites are different because they sit around here, and they may get a little dirt or something on them, and then they don't look quite right. But I've not had that problem, and I don't know if because DMC was bought out, or someone else bought DMC a couple years ago, whenever it was, and they're introducing new colors and doing stuff. I don't know if we'll have a more consistent color scheme going forward. But I've not had that problem, thank goodness, because boy, would I be upset if I... And honestly, if my colors were slightly off, I'm not even sure if I would even notice, to be honest with you. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Isabel's Moments got her... You're stitching along. Got your first page finished on your Hague piece. Gee whiz. Amber Marie. So Amber Marie wants me to, when I'm doing my stitch with me, and I'm just going back and forth, and people have, and there's somewhere in here that asked me that people have asked me if I let my needle dangle and yeah, I do that when I feel like I need to. When it starts to get, when I can feel it twisting up, I'll do that. But sometimes I don't feel like I need to, or I'm just ignoring it. But I gotta get the stitches done. Nice. Stitching button. I may hit you up on that. I'll reach out to you. Wow. Oh, Brienne, I hope I pronounced your name right. Brienne B. Starting on your first full coverage cross stitch. Great job. Van Gogh Starry Night. Is it from Cross Stitch Collectibles? Because I actually have that one. So I wonder if it is. Part of the pattern has such dark colors that I can't see the grid lines that make up the 10 by 10 squares. Oh, I get you. I know what you're talking about because it's kind of small too. You might want to use like a fine red pen or a lighter colored pen and draw your grid lines. I'm assuming it's on your actual pattern. I have that problem too with some of my different ones. So I'll sometimes just use a red pen and go through and mark them. That's what's helped me to kind of be able to distinguish on the pattern where I'm at. I hope that helps. That's awesome though. Maybe I should start that sometime. No, I can't because I've got the Starry Night Star Wars one to do. It's going to be so awesome. Sharon, you always write me such long emails. I can't always, or my comments, I can't always go back. Yeah, I got to get to Doctor Who. You keep telling me that. Got to get to Doctor Who. I'm at about 6,000 feet of elevation where we're at. We're sort of suburban Denver, so not too bad. Now, I've answered a few questions directly on the question and answer things, and so they should be they should be cool. Sorry. What was I talking about? I don't even remember now. I gotta go back down and see what I was looking at. Elevation, elevation, elevation. Because I just came across this, sorry about the wall being crooked behind me in that, last weekly update. It looked straight to me when I did it. I think my eyes are like, I think one eye is like crooked, like up. Because whenever I look at something, I always think it's off. And then when I center it based upon what I look at, it's tilted. It's weird. All right, there, Nat, get away from me. But you asked downsize. Angela asked if I could downsize some of the A4 pages. Are you talking about like the picture pages? I don't know what they're called. So you can see the patterns behind my head. So that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. Or I could just like put them around my head so I'm not in the way. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll move some of those. I need a larger... If I bring in the camera more on my weekly update and I move the pictures around a little more, I think you guys should be able to see a little bit better. Oh yeah, I got the stains out of the project, so it's all good. It's all good. Heather Tewksbury, HT, or Tewksbury. I don't know. I'm getting that wrong. I'm sorry. Cross Stitch Collectibles. Haha, you found it too. Yeah, hours and hours that you can spend on that site. Could you fill in the letters on the top of Old World map? I get you. Fill in the actual on the fabric. Yeah, I know, right? It's part of it is when I do it, I like for it to be almost done when I do it. But I'll go back and I'll do it. I'll do it just for you. Do it just for you, Susan. All right. Kara. You're sweet. Oh, apparently I got some emails I gotta check out because I haven't been looking at those. I don't get notified if I get like an email or a, like a message on YouTube. I hardly ever look at them, and every once in a while I'll look at it and it's not right. Not right. All right. Hey, Mary Skelton, can you shoot me a private message if you have a question like that? I will answer it, but not here. Stitching. It's all about stitching here. Mary Branham, you need to get more busy, Mary. You need to stitch more. Like I'm inspiring you. You need to stitch more. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Okay, hold on, I'm reading. I had another question about stitching journal. No stitching journals. I don't need something else that I can't keep up with. I can't keep up with anything. Janet. Hey Janet, you don't have to work on something if you don't want to. You can watch us cross stitch, that's cool. And when you feel like, you know, if you feel like picking it up someday, go for it. There are times when, in the past, where I haven't felt like cross stitching. Because I have to be in the right frame of mind. You know, if I'm stressed, there's days, there's been 2 or 3 days in a row where I won't cross stitch, which is crazy nowadays for me not to do. But doing this channel, making these videos keeps me inspired to constantly be stitching, and it's great for that reason. If I didn't do it, I'm sure I would take time off. I think I once took maybe 6 months off of stitching after I finished. I think it was Westminster Abbey. I think I took some time off of stitching. I just didn't feel like it. I wasn't inspired to do something. So if if you're not feeling like you want to stitch, you don't feel like stitching, well, certainly you don't have to. You can just see what everybody else is doing. But you can also take a look at it doesn't hurt to look at patterns and to just see if there's something out there that, maybe you would like to do. Christine from a stitching shop used to tell me about this guy that stitched on, it was practically on canvas almost, and he would just use like the whole the whole 6-strand piece of floss, and that was his floss, and that's how he would actually do a pattern. So he didn't have to worry about using tiny little needles and having difficulty with that. You're just going to look for smaller patterns to do. Just find a small pattern if you want to. You don't have to, but it's something to think about. What part of South Carolina? So my mom did a vacation, or she was more like a group trip with a bunch of her friends, and they were in Charleston and Myrtle Beach, and they were there for like 3 or 4 days. They were crazy. Apparently they ran all over the place. I've heard about a lot of trouble happening in Charleston or Myrtle Beach. It was probably my mom's group. Bunch of crazy no, I'm just kidding. She's so sweet. Tammy Neal asked me, how do I feel about retreats? My retreat is literally coming home at night, hanging out with my husband and my dogs and stitching and watching TV and stuff. If I were away from them, it's not a retreat for me. It's like my husband not being here right now is hard. And it's funny because I was single my whole life until we met when I was like 41, 42. I think I was 42. And it's not that I can't be by myself. It's that I just don't want to be without him, which I know, sappy. But it's more of just, I don't like to go away. I'm very much a homebody. And so a stitching retreat is great, but I have plenty of time to stitch here at home, as you can tell, because I do so much. But so I don't really have any plans right now. My husband has said that he thinks that I should, but I don't know if I would. We'll see. Maybe someday. It's something that I would like to do, but I think I would end up socializing more than stitching. And I really gotta stitch, man. I'm sitting here right now going, I'm answering questions, but I need to go stitch. All right. Nice. Dishes and Stitches. I like that name. She's talking about she's using PC Stitch. That's pretty awesome. Wait, where did I see that? Somebody just asked me a question. Which project, Carol asked me, which project would I want to finish first? I mean, really? I'd want to finish Old World Map first. I think that would be the coolest one to do. I mean, of all the ones that I've really gotten into. But it ain't going to happen. So, if there's something that I really want to stitch, I'm working on it. And I'll work on it harder. I really want to finish Rainy Waterloo Place because I'd like to get to Rainy Day in Boston because it's a more colorful... It's a more colorful pattern, but then I just realized that I've got all these other ones that I need to stitch too. I just need to get finishes so I can add more things to the rotation. I think the smaller ones I like to get done faster, and then I just put more smaller ones in their place sometimes. That's just kind of what ends up happening. Kay Bowman. You're a newbie to stitching, working on 2 projects. Oh, you're doing Darth Vader. Nice. Yeah, I did Darth Vader. I still kind of feel like I want to go back and do it again for my husband, because I did it for a friend of mine, but I'm doing Stormtrooper and Boba Fett for him, so I think that'll be okay. Do I keep a box kit for each project? Nope. I have evolved my organization over and over and over again. In one of my last weekly updates, not the one that you were commenting on, maybe the one before, I was showing my organization because now I have like a wall over here where I have these little boxes set up for just all the different colors. And it's perfect because whatever colors I need for whatever project, I just get up, see what colors I need for this project, pull them down, stitch with them, put them back up, theoretically put them back up right away, pull down a new project, whatever I'm going to work on, see what colors I need, get up, go get those. It has really helped in keeping everything more organized, that's for sure. Some of my favorite websites to go to find patterns and supplies. Well, for supplies, a lot of times I use Amazon for the, and I have an Amazon influencer store down below that I have a link to that for just basic supplies like your hoops, needles, and stuff like that. But in terms of like, if you don't have a stitchy store near you, and you want to get floss, go on Etsy because there are a lot of people that sell, you might have to buy, especially if you're looking for, I don't have it right here, but when I'm doing my With Charity for All piece, this is the end of my little bit of thread. I may end up needing to order one more for this. I'm so close. No, not this one. This stuff is for, anyway, if you need a specialty thread, just go to Etsy and, it might cost, it's going to cost probably a little bit more than you would get in a store, but if you don't have a store near you, or if, like myself, if sometimes you just can't get out to the store, to the right store to get it, then I'll just order it off of Etsy. Karen. Karen's your name. There we go. Oh, can I show you what Dolly looks like? So Leah Lay wanted me to show them, because I was showing you guys this Women Who Rock cross stitch. Bum, 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 bum. Tina Turner. How am I going to find Dolly? How am I going to find Dolly? There you are, Dolly. This is what Dolly looks like. There she is. Hello, Miss Dolly. That's pretty cool, though. So, I got something to tell you guys about this come Thursday. Come the new thing on Thursday. Because I had a little bit. Am I ever going to get this done? No, I'm never going to get this done. I don't know. Okay. Doreen, I don't know what you're asking. You said don't do it. Doreen, I don't know what you're saying to me. You watch my weekly update. Don't do it. Don't do what? What should I not do? Sandy thinks that the Reaper's being picked on. It does get picked on, but I have found a slightly better way to do Reaper, so I'll tell you about that on the weekly update. Okay. Oh, okay. Charity for all. I need to get the all done for Charity for all. Nice. Thanks, Sandy. Alexandra, you and I have the same desperate need of a pygmy goat. Yours is called Ian. I'm not sure what I call mine. I really want a baby goat. I want a baby goat so bad, I swear. I was just talking to my husband about that the other day. I was like, if I could get another pet, it would be a baby goat. And he would run around, and him and Doogie would headbutt each other all the time, because that's what Doogie does. But I want a baby goat. Jackie, your comment is very complex in my head that I'm having a hard time understanding. You like 28 count. That's a good size. That's a really nice size fabric there. A slippery thread like sulky. Oh yeah, sulky. Yeah. The stuff like the beeswax type stuff that you can. You know, I tried that at one point. Everybody was talking about it, and I tried it, and it still got snagged. It still got tangled. Maybe I wasn't doing it right, but it added one more step to my stitching, and I got so many stitches to do. I can't slow down. Can't slow down. Football Sunday. I had a great football Sunday yesterday, all by myself. I had I actually used it wasn't Grubhub, it was DoorDash. Because right, if you sign up for DoorDash, it's like if you haven't used their app before and you sign up for an account, then you don't pay delivery fees for the first 30 days. Well, I don't plan on hardly ever using this, but my husband wasn't home. I was in my pajamas. I needed some Chipotle, and so I ordered on my phone, because I don't like to talk to people sometimes on the phone, so I ordered on my phone, and like half an hour later, it brought it right to my door. I loved it. It was awesome. It was tasty. I still have part of a burrito left, so that's dinner tonight. Oh. Ooh. Pancakes for football day. Cross stitch or Etsy. I don't understand. Oh, stitching button. Still waiting for me to email you. That's because I didn't see your earlier comment. Sorry, I will email you, I swear. Sheila Norwood. Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is 8 years old, and she is learning how to cross stitch. Wow. I wish I had learned how to cross stitch when I was 8. Can you imagine if I had started some of these projects when I was, how much more I'd have done? That's like my one regret with cross stitch, is that I didn't learn how to do it earlier. So I think that is a fantastic thing to do, because so many people cross stitch. And if you can learn how to cross stitch when you're young, it's going to be pretty cool. So Elizabeth, I think that's awesome that you're learning how to cross stitch. Can you wash hand-dyed linen? Oh, I don't know. Can you guys? Can you guys answer that question for me? I don't know. I've never used hand-dyed linen. I've never dyed my own linen. I would say no, but I don't know. I really don't. So I have no real thorough things on. Wendy Stitchin', my sports patterns. I ordered those from Boston Needlework. I think it's Boston Needlework. Just Google Boston Needlework. You know, Bruins Bears pattern. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Hoji. You grid using a 0.7 millimeter mechanical pencil. The lines are clear and don't run into the cloth. Whoa. Whoa, you are like next level, dude. You have a Stadler Riptide. Okay, I'm going to have to look into this. Wow. You just blew my mind with what you told me about the gridding. I don't know if I can do that or not, but I need to look that up. I need to look that up. Carolyn, you're funny. Carolyn Zook. Do you guys want to see a video of how to get stains out? Because I basically filmed, when I had that mess with Randy Waterloo Place, I actually filmed little bits here and there of how I actually got it out, what it looked like before, what it looked like after. So if you want that, I'll edit it together. But yeah. Catherine Champion, you new subscriber. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Welcome to the channel. Thanks, Coco. Cool. Okay, I'm still reading, guys. I'm almost done. Only a couple left. Oh my gosh, it's still almost an hour. Because I didn't bother to read ahead. Sorry. Wow. Okay, John. A guy is asking. Question. I'm trying to reduce floss stretching, but what would you do with a color that is 1 column wide, goes up 6 rows, but the next one isn't until 4 rows up for 1x? Then makes it way similar as is its accenting outline color. I'm not understanding this, John. I'm sorry. Not grasping it. Floss stretching. Just, I think it's you're using a color. You probably yeah, I don't know what you mean, because I'll tell you what I mean, I'm not one of those that does the what is it called, guys? The railroading, not railroading. You guys know what I'm saying. You're probably yelling at me right now, but I don't stretch my floss on the back too much. I mean, when I'm doing a piece like this, I'll pull it across here, and I'm just careful about how far across I pull. A lot of it has to do with the tension that you use on the other side. So you just have to be consistent when you go to start a new, like if you do pull something over and you're starting a new area with that same piece of thread, you want it to be, you don't need it snug, but you need it so that it lays just as flat as everything else does. I don't know if that helps you or not, because I'm not sure 100% if that's what you're asking, but oftentimes I won't stretch it, especially if I have a bunch of other colors in between. I'll just go ahead and tuck it under, cut it off, and then start a new piece up top. And yeah, and once again, I don't know the words for things. I don't know the words for things. I'm sorry. I'm definitely not your average YouTuber in that sense that is very good at teaching, shows you how to do a bunch of stuff. That is not my unfortunately that is not my thing usually. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. I think I just clicked out of it by accident, so-called accident. Stitching button. I'm going to email you right now, and we'll go from there. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry I rambled on yet again. What am I working on tonight? What am I working on tonight, guys? I need to work on Stormtrooper. I've got with Charity for All that I haven't done any more on. That needs to happen. I was thinking there was something else, but if you want to know what I'm working on, my blog, link down below. It's going to be up here as well somewhere. And I hope I answered everybody's questions. If I missed you for any reason, please re-ask your question if you don't mind, and I'll get to it for sure next time. So have a great week. I'll see you guys in a couple of days with the big update on the Wonders of the World fabric. Big thank you to the Stitching Shop for getting that done and getting that to me so fast. That was awesome. Actually telling me it was ready, and then I ran over and got it on Friday, but I'm so excited. So excited. Anyway, I'm going to go watch some football, some hockey, some Doctor Who, and I'm going to stitch. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.